Hey, how you doing, everyone? Look at that. It's number 202. I always say the numbers on these ones. We did the 10th chair yoga class at 11 a.m. this morning. So you might have joined that. And what I'm planning on doing is bringing a little bit of synergy between the two classes. So now I need to think what I did. What did we do? I tell you what we did. We drank tea and we did a little bit of breath work. Nice and gentle. We'll probably do that. We did a little bit of hip work. We did a little bit of twisting. We did some shavasana where we relaxed at the end. So this class is slightly longer. We'll go to about 40 minutes today, if that's all right with you guys. And remember, you can watch this on catch up. Remember, the virtual village hall, the content is always coming your way, right? So it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on TikTok, it's on YouTube. That's good, isn't it? All of those social media platforms that you can kind of delve into, all of the content is available, not just me, obviously, but all of the other amazing stuff that gets put on the virtual village hall. Lots of movement, a lot of mindfulness with Max. There's kind of like Pilates with April. There's laughter yoga. There's creative sessions as well. There's kind of dance. There's so much, right? Cooking. Matt Pritchard turns up now and again. He's a good guy. I like him. So yeah, just dip in and out. So if you can't do the session live, don't do it live. Catch up with it. And remember, you shape this service, right? And it's been going for 5 years. The birthday was last week. And it's run by this amazing bunch of people in the background that are just beautiful and kind. And yeah, they're really amazing people to work for. And it's lovely to be able to host these classes. So thank you. Thank you for all of your support. I'm going to turn the comments on. They sometimes can be a little bit dodgy, but look at that. Is that today? Irene's here. Margaret's here. I was thinking about you last week, Margaret. I was in Wark again in Northumberland. My friend Marco is Italian. He's from Rome. He lived in Leicester here, and he's one of my good friends. And then he went up to Northumbria University. He's a lecturer. And Northumberland is his adopted county. And he keeps saying to me, no, mate, no, not the Lake District, Northumberland. So we ran along the wall on Saturday morning, and for 20 minutes, we were the only people running. And I went down to Sycamore Gap, and that was very sad. Court case is going on at the moment, isn't it? It was sad to see that gap with no tree, but it was beautiful to run on the wall. And then we went and we just mooched around Northumberland. We went to, is it Staley Forest? Staley Forest, I think. Staley or Staley. Anyway, the big forest just outside of Hexham. That was beautiful. And I do think that you probably have the nicest county in England. And I don't want to upset anybody else because people in Hampshire will be like, but our county's best. And I'm a Leicestershire lad. It's a nice county. It's pretty, but it's not Northumberland, right? What I like about Northumberland is that you've got a lot of dark skies and you don't have many people there. So that's always a bonus. Irene's here as well. Thank you for joining, Irene. Are you near Bamborough? Wow. Well, that's the best, right? The coast. What I love about Northumberland, you've got the coast and then you've got the Cheviot Hills as well, right? So you've got all of this. And in between, yeah, it's really nice, really nice. And the Scottish borders are beautiful as well. I love the borders. So I'm a bit of an advocate for all of those northern counties. Even though I'm a Midlands lad, I like it. And I've got mountains on my T-shirt today. Alan's here. He's already done one of my classes this morning, but Alan's back. He's a Leicestershire bloke. And it's always nice to have you along. So if you're around and you want to say hello, stick it in the comments. There we go. Yes, yes. I think we're just privileged to be able to explore these areas, aren't we? And kind of just spend time soaking up that goodness and that nature. And yoga can be part of that, right? Yoga is about making us feel a little bit better. So if you leave this class feeling slightly better than when you arrived, we've all done our job, right? I'm just going to guide you, and some of the stuff you'll probably like and some of it you'll be a bit like, meh. But if you keep coming back, there must be something that draws you back. So that's nice, right? So thank you for sharing your practice with me. I was going to go back there. Time's ticking by. If you're new, then a wholehearted welcome. Get yourself a drink. What does this say on it? It says EB Orienteers. My brother's an orienteer. His kids run for Great Britain, so they do a lot of orienteering. So I've got his mugs. So there we go. And he lives in the Lake District, so he's not a Northumberland guy. So that's nice. So thank you for sharing your practice with me. I was going to go back there. Time's ticking by. If you're new, then a wholehearted welcome. Get yourself a drink. What does this say on it? It says EB Orienteers. My brother's an orienteer. His kids run for Great Britain, so they do a lot of orienteering. So I've got his mugs. So there we go. And he lives in the Lake District, so he's not a Northumberland guy. He's a Cumbrian, an adopted Cumbrian. Okay, so if you want to sit on something when you come back here, help yourself. I'm just going to sit cross-legged because I like doing that. And we'll do some standing bits and bobs today. But let's start here. Now, if you want to kind of prop yourself up, as I say, go for it. You can sit up against the wall. You can even do this part on a chair. You don't have to be on the floor. All right, let's move a little bit and then we'll sit. So let's bring our hands onto our knees and just start a little bit of Sufi grind. So inhale the chest forward and then exhale as you come back into your spine. Inhale here, exhale as you come back. And, you know, draw circles. It might be the first time you've kind of moved intentionally today. So just work out what's going on. So there might be little circles. Think about your navel, think about your shoulders and your hips and kind of, you know, you find that line alignment. And then you just kind of move in your way, right? It might be a little bit different to mine. That's all right. Inhale, exhale. When I did this pose at 7 a.m. this morning in my first class, I was feeling a little bit cronky, a little bit tight, a little bit sore. But I feel better now. I think practicing in the afternoon, I think the body can sometimes feel a little better. But you can be a little bit lethargic, right? So the energy is a little bit low. So what we'll do tonight, this afternoon, is we'll kind of just raise that energy up a little bit, and we'll use the breath, we'll use some movements, and then we can have a nice relaxation at the end and chill out. Stay nice and relaxed through your jaw. Stay nice and relaxed through your shoulders. You know, none of this stuff has to be groundbreaking, right? We're just kind of moving in a way that feels right for us at any given moment. It doesn't have to be super strong. You don't have to be super flexible. We will do a little bit of balancing later on in the class, so I'm warning you. Inhale, come back to center. Spine is long. Take an exhale. And then just bring the hands onto your knees. Remember what way you were going, by the way. All right, I've got to go left to right. I was going right to left before. We're going to swap it out in a moment. So maybe just bring the palms face up. And we'll just take, I don't know, 3 or 4 breaths. See how that feels. Remember, yoga's a feeling practice, right? It's not, it's not. We're trying to get out of our heads a little bit. We spend too much time occupied in our thoughts, and we know where that goes, right? And then maybe just come back the other way, swap it out. I had to do I won't tell you what test it was, but I had to do a medical test. I had some bloods done, and then I had to do a test that kind of 52-year-old men have to do. Anyway, I had that test, and I didn't hear anything back. And it's kind of said, oh, you'll hear back if any investigations need to happen. And I was kind of happy about that because I didn't hear anything back, but I didn't check my results. And then I got a letter today saying, oh, we've been trying to contact you. Please call your surgery at your convenience. Anyway, I called them and there was a bit of a misunderstanding, and my test has come back negative, which I expected because I did the test about 9 weeks ago. So I feel all right today. I feel kind of relieved. But why am I telling you this? Because it's important, right, to get checked for whatever's going on for you, right? So, yeah, there's always help out there, right? And it's much better knowing than not knowing. So I encourage you to keep up your yoga practice, look after your health as much as you can. Nourish yourselves in ways that feel good, and reach out when you need assistance and help, because it's there for us, right? All right, inhale, come back to center, and exhale, let your breath go. One more time. Nice deep inhale, and a full exhale. All right, you can lean back into your hands if you're with me down on the floor. If you're on a chair, then you can make up what you want to do. I'm going to bring my legs out just like that, and then I'm going to drop my knees to either side. All right. Beautiful work. All right, nice and simple so far, right? Familiar, simple. What we'll do from here is we'll do a little bit of breath work, shall we? And what I'd like to do is something a little bit energetic. So last week we did that very powerful breath, didn't we? So should we do that again? And then we'll do some alternate nostril breathing, but we'll do it a little bit quicker. If you want to join me, or you can do it slower. So bring your other shin in front. That feels about right. Make sure you're hydrated. And let's do this little bit of breath work. So we did this last week. I think we did it last week. I know I did it in a few classes. So what we do, it's quite powerful. So take your time, check it out. Remember breath work, I should say. Some people, breath work doesn't work for them, certain types. Sometimes it can be anxiety inducing. So I don't want to induce anything like that within you. So you've got to look out. You've got to look after yourself. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Okay. You can feel a little bit buzzy on this one. So let's do 5 rounds and let's just see how we go on. So what we do is we inhale through the nose and we bring the arms into cactus. We exhale through the mouth and we kind of really exhale like a force the air out, and your kind of forearms come together and you find this little forward fold. Okay, so let's do 5 of them and then we'll sit and we'll just see how we get on. Okay, so eyes can remain closed, focus at the third eye or at the crown of the head. Sounds very yogic, doesn't it? Inhale, that's through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up through the nose and exhale, bring the hands down. All right, bring the palms so they face up and you can close the eyes. You can feel a little bit wizzy after that, a little bit buzzy, but just check in. You know, that's all the energy that you've created, and it kind of looks weird, doesn't it? But don't worry about things looking weird, because some of the things that are really classed as normal in life is super odd, right? So just breath work, right? This is what we need to be getting into if it works for you. All right, if your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open. Take an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And then exhale, it's nice and simple. Twist over to the right. So your left hand's on the right knee and your right hand's behind it. Inhale to find length and then exhale into your twist. So you just move with your breath, right? Inhaling to find length. Exhaling into your twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Nice and slowly. There's no rush here. You know, if you feel tension in your shoulders, nice big bend in the elbows. And then just move a little side to side. Just a little side bend, right? We're not kind of thinking too much. You can do this in a chair, obviously. We're just moving. No need to bring the palms together, but you can. Kind of restricts my shoulders a little. So I'm usually here, right? And I'm lengthening and I'm then exhaling as I find my side bend. I'm inhaling to center here and exhaling as I come down. Just a little sway around, right? All right, inhale back to center, exhale to the left. There's your twist. I went to Cotswold Outdoor before this class and bought this damn fine t-shirt. So that's my new yoga t-shirt. Inhale to find length, exhale into your twist. You keep the chin in line with your sternum, no need to move too much here. Take one more round of breath, nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back up. This time, clasp the hands, push the palms right up towards the sky. As you exhale around the spine, push the palms forward, seat your cat cow. So I'm really tucking my navel in as much as I can. Inhale to find length. Exhale as you round. 3 more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale as you round the spine. Push the palms forward. Really try and separate the shoulders. 1 more. Inhale to lengthen. Little wriggle. Exhale. And then inhale all the way up. And then exhale as you comb the arms down. Imagine you're pushing the arms through resistance. And then eventually bring the arms in line with the shoulders. Nice. Little twist from here. So this is your inhale to center. As you exhale, just twist over towards the left. Okay, so you're not kind of twisting the torso too much. I feel this in the right side of my spine quite strongly, right? So I don't want to go too far. Inhale to center, and then exhale over towards the right. We do this in chair yoga. Inhale to center, exhale left. Inhale center, exhale right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then just with you moving, inhaling to the center, exhaling to the side. Couple more either side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring the hands down. Lean back into the hands. Check which shin's in front. Separate and knock the knees side to side. Keep breathing deeply. That's quite powerful, right? So you probably feel that energy surging around your body. Come with your other shin in front. So I'm back to left. That feels more natural for me, even though I'm right-footed. And then bring the hands onto the knees and shrug the shoulders. So you can do this any way you want. You can shrug them up and drop them down. So you can inhale, exhale, or you might just roll one shoulder, roll the other. Maybe the shoulders at once, backwards and forwards. So kind of find a little intuitive movement that works for you. I like this one, and I kind of drop the tension out of my shoulders. Inhaling, exhaling. Don't think about this stuff too much. Just kind of go with the flow. See what it feels like. And exhale down. Beautiful. All right. Let's do a little side to side. We've already done this way, right? We've twisted. We've done this kind of thing. We've reached up. We've gone side to side. So we've done kind of a lot of work in the spine, a little bit into the side body. So let's do this dynamic movement, which we do now and again. The left hand will be down. Inhale, your right arm up towards the sky. As you exhale, right arm over to the left. So you see, from my right fingertip down to my right hip, I'm creating all this space, right? It's nice. It's like, if it feels too much, you can always do this. Bend the elbow. You know, you don't have to keep the arm lengthened. As you exhale, pop it over to the other side. So left arm over to the right. Take a few breaths here. You know, you might as well, you know, match side to side. Kind of rooting the left sit bone down into the floor, finding this space down the left-hand side of the body. Now we can move with the breath if you want to. You can make it up or you can move with me. So inhale, right arm to the left. Exhale, left arm to the right. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Feels good, right? Hopefully you're kind of enjoying this nice fluid movement. You know, the breath is quite powerful if you can find it. Inhale left, exhale right. You're creating a lot of space here, right? In between the ribs, the intercostal muscles, kind of opening up the side body beautifully here. 3 more times either side. I lost count. Exhale, whatever arm is lifted, bring it down. Press your fingertips down into your mat. Take an inhale as you lengthen the arms, spine is long. And then take a full exhale. And then same thing again. Maybe bring the hands onto the knees and just spend a little bit of time here just to drop in and notice what you're noticing. Again, for me, there's definitely a different quality within my mind and my body. It's like, yeah, it's energy, right? I feel energized, and that's good. Didn't sleep too well last night, but now, after feeling a little tired, I feel like this yoga is really kind of hitting the spot. If your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open. I'm bound to say that, right? Yeah, my yoga's hitting the spot. Hopefully my yoga's hitting the spot for everyone, but we'll see, right? We'll see. Okay, let's do 2 more things down here, and then we're going to get up. And we're going to get up via a downward facing dog, which is very exciting, right? So let's do that little bit of breath work just to keep the energy flowing. If you want to kind of do this again and drop your knees from either side, or you give your legs, stretch out this way. That can feel quite nice. You might kind of round into the ankles and flex the toes, whatever feels good for you, right? Kind of make this stuff up, right? You don't have to get fussy about it. You can kind of gravitate to the poses that you like to, and then you've got your own yoga practice, right? This stuff doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you're not, I don't know what perfect is. As long as you're not hurting yourself, then you're in a good spot. Okay. So maybe bring your other shin in front just so you don't get that imbalance. And then what we're going to do is going to use the right hand. Left hand will be down on your knee. I vacuumed earlier and there's still some fluff on the floor. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to block off the right nostril with my thumb. Okay, so it's like that. And then when I block my left nostril off, I always use my little finger. Some people tuck their fingers in, so you've just got your thumb and your little finger out, and you can do this. But sometimes I don't. Let's see how I get on today. I'll probably do this. So I've got my thumb and my little finger up. You can use your ring finger if you want. Okay. So what we're going to do is going to block off the right nostril. Take an inhale through your left nostril. Nice, long, deep inhale. When the lungs are full, block off the left nostril. Exhale through your right. Let the air just leave the body. You're going to inhale through your right. And then block it off. Exhale through your left. Inhale through the left. Close off left, exhale right. Now we're going to change it slightly. So what I'd like you to do is inhale through the right. Block off the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Nice. And then bring your right hand down. Just take a couple of breaths. See how that feels. When we draw the breath out a little longer, then, it's that equilibrium within the body. It's that parasympathetic nervous system. It's that calming breath. But what I want to do, I want to take from this calm and then just raise it up a little bit more. Okay, so nice and simple. It's a little bit more rapid. So same thing with the hands, same mudra, same hand position. Block off the left, inhale through the right. Block off the right, exhale through the left. One more time together. Block off left, inhale right. Block off right, exhale left. Okay, so you're inhaling through the right, you're exhaling through the left. Okay, so you might join me with this. I go quite quick. We won't do it for long. Join me if you want, or make some stuff up that works for you. So inhale right, exhale left. And then block off your left nostril with your ring finger or little finger. Inhale through the right. And exhale through both nostrils. Bring the right hand down. And then just a tiny little bit of movement. As the breath comes back to equilibrium, it's my favorite word, right, for this next 10 minutes, into balance, drop the chin down, and then just rock your chin a little side to side. Maybe the eyes remain closed, right? And you're just checking in with your experience. You're just noticing what you're noticing. If you wanted to, you can always kind of draw the head in circles. So what I generally do is I pick a direction. I'll be really gentle here. Inhale up, maybe exhale down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And then you can swap it out. So maybe you inhale the head back to center, and then exhale, come back the other way. Just be cautious. I did this morning, first thing this morning, and as soon as I moved my head, I kind of got into a real tight spot. I was just my neck just felt really tight, very unexpectedly. So that can sometimes be there. So be very, very gentle. You never really want to move your head around quickly, I don't think. I don't think there's any benefit to that whatsoever. So slow wins the race, right? And then inhale, bring your head back to center. And exhale. Beautiful. All right, let's come on to all fours. Grab a drink if you need to. We're going to move for a little bit of cat-cow. We've got about 10 minutes to go. So we've got plenty of time to just do what I would like us to do together. Now, in cat-cow, you can tuck the toes like this, right? Or you can be on the tops of the feet. Spine is nice and long and neutral. I'm going to tuck my toes because I've got a little bit of cramp in my toes here. So it feels nice just to stretch them out. Inhale, drop your belly down. Lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. So there's your movement. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more. Inhale back to center. Then as you exhale, see if you can just push your hips high, press into the toes, come into downward facing dog. It seems a bit severe, doesn't it, coming here after being seated for the class. Now you can do this. Well, I like to really bend my knees so I can lengthen my spine. See, that's where my spine wants to be. It's that kind of length. So I bend my knees low. I'm not worried about having my legs straight. I just kind of flex around a little. I'll bend into one knee. I'll kind of straighten the other leg. I'll kind of move around. That can feel really nice. Beautiful. Nice work. And then from here, all we'll do is we'll just walk the hands back towards the feet. And maybe grab opposite elbows. I've got this nice little roll on my mat. So I can just place my heels down onto a little roll on my mat. And then I'll just sway around, right? I'm not kind of thinking too much about drawing my torso down towards my thighs. I'm just bringing my hands onto my knees and I'm just, I don't know, moving, rocking the weight into my toes. Whatever feels good, swaying a little side to side. Beautiful, right? And then from here, what we'll do is we'll bring the fingertips down, bend the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Nice, you're at the back of your mat. So maybe come into the center of your mat and then whoop, do a little bit of balancing. It fell over then. All right, okay, so balancing. Remember, two things. You can use a wall. Remember this one, little trick, little finger on the wall. That's good. If you fall out, try not to get frustrated. You just come straight back in. Balancing is a practice like everything. If you haven't balanced for a long time, you're probably not going to balance for long, right? But believe me, the body catches up. And if you balance every single day, remember those things I talk about, putting your shoes on, trying to tie your shoelaces up. Hardly anyone does that. I watch people. Most people sit down and they'll put their shoes on. I always used to do that. I try and do it like this now, you know, when I'm kind of standing on one leg. It's so good for us. It means that as we get older, we fall less, we break things less, we have a much longer, happier life, right? Okay, that's the plan anyway. So let's build this balance. I like to just do a free flow balance. So if you need a wall, that's absolutely fine. Sometimes I would want to be up against the wall. I'll just bring my fingertip against it. We'll root down through the right foot and then maybe bring the hands onto the hips, and you can lift up through the left knee. Okay, so that's probably where you want to stay. You can do this, you can bring the arms out. You might be at the point where you're like, whoa, I'm kind of lengthen my leg and I'll swing it behind and I'll do this kind of thing, right? So you can sort of play around with it. You can make out that if you feel off balance, don't look at me too much, by the way, because I'll put you off. You know, you can kind of move around a little bit. If you want to do it where you're a little bit stiller, you can bring the knee up. You can maybe do this, right? And just make a basket grip around your knee. Root down through the four corners of your right foot. So that's really supporting you out. This is nice, right? What about if you release the hands, you get a little bit of hip strength going on here. You can cross the foot over the right thigh, maybe come into, I don't know, like an adapted tree. This is sort of like standing pigeon pose. You can bring the hands up, little wobble. That's nice. You can kind of bring the hands to prayer and sort of bend into the right leg if you want, right? These are all options. Give them a go if you want. Arms can come out, you can do this kind of thing. You might have fallen out 5, 6, 7 times. Come back in, persevere, all right? Final thing we can do is dancer pose. It's a nice one. Right arm up, there's your counterbalance. Left hand down, hold inside the left foot, whoop-a, and then you kick the foot into the hand, right? So this is your final movement if you want. So it's a back bend, it's a back arch, it's a kind of stretch through the quad, it's a balance. There's so much going on. And then you come out nice and slow. We'll kind of meet everybody here, have a little wobble around, bring the hands down, bring the foot down, and find yourself in Tadasana, mountain pose. Breathe. Let it all go. Let the body come back to balance. In between, let's just kind of sway the arms a little side to side. Kind of let any tension leave your body. And make you thinking, Dave, I can't wait to come on to the left side. Now, the left side, I'm not as adept on my left side. I just ain't. That's the way it is. So I have to work a little bit harder. So what do you want to do? Root down through the left foot. Maybe just lift the right foot up. You can do this kind of thing. Little side to side. Feels good, right? Maybe the arms come out. You can sort of play around. Maybe you want to do this again. Maybe hug the right knee in. Can have a wobble through the left leg, right? See, I'm struggling a little bit on this side. It's not as, it's just a bit harder for me. Okay, so here, it's good. Maybe this, standing pigeon. So you feel this nice opening through the left leg. Maybe the arms come out. You can be here, right? This looks very yogic, doesn't it? That guy's doing yoga. Maybe the hands are at the heart. Maybe you crouch forward, you bend into the left leg a little. Right, feels good. Arms can come out. Yeah. Or you can lift up through the left arm this time, and then the right hand comes down. You hold inside the right foot and then kick the foot into the hand. You don't have to come down far here, right? You're just kind of kicking the foot, come into dancer pose. One of my favorites. All right, keep breathing. If you've fallen out, I'll give you an opportunity just to come back in and find one of the previous poses, or maybe you build into dancer. And then as you exhale, see if you can come out with a little bit of control. And then bring your right foot down and then just sway a little side to side again. Let it go. Whew. It's good, right? So remember, when you brush your teeth, there's 3 minutes. When you put your shoes on, when you put your socks on, if you can. My wife has just had a double hip replacement. She's had both her hips done. And she said to me the other day, I put my socks on. So she's super happy. And I know that we're all dealing with different things, right? So if it's not there for you, it's not a problem, right? It really isn't. But if it's something you can do or you think you can build up to, then go for it. All right. That's enough like moving side to side. Come back into Tadasana. Take a deep inhale. Take a full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. and a full exhale. All right, we're going to come and lie down on our backs. Bring anything you want with you, maybe a blanket, maybe a pillow, whatever works. Oh, come to lie down. I'm just going to check my time. We've got plenty of time. Let's spend, I don't know, 3 minutes in Shavasana. Any longer than that, I'll fall asleep. And I really don't want this stream just to keep going and I'm snoring. I'm not sure if the virtual village hall will ask me back if I do that. I haven't fallen asleep so far. All right, maybe bend the knees in towards your belly. And this can be a nice place to stop in Shavasana. It's a little more active, right? But as you squeeze the knees in, you relax your shoulder blades down into your mat. This can feel really nice. It can feel like a really nice release. What I'm going to do today in Shavasana is I'm just going to have my soles of the feet on the floor and I'm in this constructive rest. My knees are separated. Constructive rest can be here with the feet wide and the knees touch, or it can be here. Or maybe you come into Shavasana with your legs long. So they're all versions of Shavasana, I guess. And then what I'll do is I'll be quiet and we'll spend a couple of minutes here. And then from here, just bring just the tiniest little bits of movement back into your body, maybe fingers and toes, maybe your ankles and wrists. And then you can make the movement a little bigger. You might breathe a little deeper. Sometimes it's nice just to have a little yawn or a sigh if that comes naturally. Don't kind of hold anything in. Maybe stretch the arms all the way over the head. Oh, there's the yawn. And we'll come back to a seated position when you're ready. So maybe just hug the knees in one final time. You might bring the forehead up towards the knees. You can roll to one side, little transition. Sometimes it's nice just to bring the head down onto your supporting hand and just spend a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, press yourself back to a seated position. I'm going to shuffle forward towards you guys just to finish this practice off. Really nice work today, by the way. Really fantastic work. All right, everyone. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Sitting nice and tall. And just notice the effects of your practice. I think ultimately thank yourself for, showing up and getting onto your mat in the first place. It's a real sort of privilege to teach this class, and I'm always super happy that I get this opportunity to share it with all of you guys out there. So with that in mind, I'll just do a wholehearted bow and wish myself well, wish everybody else well. Maybe you do the same. Namaste. Lovely work, everyone. Thank you for coming along today. And if you watched it on catch up, thank you for doing it on catch up. Remember all the content that I talked about at the start, it's all out there, you know. Yeah, and check out the social medias. I think it's the social media, different social media platforms. There's a lot of content there. So yeah, it's a good way to spread the word. All right, whatever you're doing this weekend, I hope it's a good one. I'm going out. I've got a meeting on Sunday. I've got running on Saturday. And then I'm going out in my camper van on Sunday night. There's a really amazing website called Wild with Consent. And it's where you can book kind of like semi-wild camping spot. But you get it to yourself. So you have to pay a little bit more money. But it means that no one else turns up. So I'm doing that in Leicestershire. A place called Tilton on the Hill. It's very nice and hilly. Not Lake District or Northumberland hilly, but Leicestershire hilly. So whatever you're doing, I hope it's a good one. And I'll be back next week. I've got chair yoga. I can't remember what day it's on because it's always on a different day. So check the schedule, but I'll be certainly back here next Thursday. Yeah, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you so much, everyone. Namaste. It's a real pleasure. See you soon. Bye.